Leaders aren't built on excuses. Leaders are built on action. This is the 30. Thank you for being here. Let's go. Well, hello there, gang. Welcome to the 30. I want to thank you for being here. My name is Patrick. I'm excited for week 2 of our Leaders in Motion series. Last week, we talked about comfort is the killer of leadership. This week, we're building on that and we're addressing something that shows up right alongside comfort. And that is excuses. Tonight's episode will focus on excuses don't build leaders, action do. This is the 30. Once again, the 30, of course, is brought to you by, is a production of the Jackman Group LLC. We are a training and development firm who specializes in leadership development, team enhancement, and strategic planning for organizations. So excuses. So here's the reality. We all have done them. We all made them because they're easy, right? Excuses are easy. They sound rational when we say them, when we do them. They get us off the hook from time to time, not all the time. But every excuse, when we make an excuse, number one, it delays our growth, it undermines our influence, and most importantly, it erodes trust between us and others. Action, on the other hand, creates credibility, builds momentum, and turns potential into results. So that's what we are going to focus on tonight. So when we look at a leader's legacy, when we look at your legacy as a leader, it is ultimately defined by the things that we do. It's not defined by our words, but it's defined by our actions. So that's where we want to start. That's where we are going to focus on. So tonight we're going to cover 3 things. We're going to talk about why excuses hold leaders back. Then we're going to move into what action creates momentum and influence, how action creates momentum and influence. And then lastly, we're going to cover why leaders are remembered for what they do and not what they say. So these 3 themes that we're going to focus on tonight, these are the central role of accountability and action if we're looking at effective leaders or effective leadership. So let's get right to it. See, every excuse is a shield, not against failure, but against discomfort. And last week, we talked about discomfort or comfort being the killer of leaders or leadership. So it's good to know that when we make excuses, when we decide to go down that road, what it does is that it prevents us as leaders from basically taking accountability. It undermines our effectiveness in many different ways. Number one, it is not the right time, right? So the excuses that that we make, and you've heard them because you've done them, I've done them. But an example of some excuses are, it could be, well, it's not the right time. It's not the right time for us to move. I don't have enough money or resources, or I'll do it later. We push the can down the road. So those are some of the common excuses that we make as leaders. But leadership isn't about playing things safe. It's about action. Leadership is about moving forward. It's about taking action even when the conditions are unfavorable for us. When the conditions don't look as good as they can be, as leaders, in order to be effective, we need to still move forward. So we can't make the excuse that everything has to line up. It's not the right timing. I'm waiting for perfection. Those things don't fly when it comes to effective leaders. So excuses keeps us in the comfort zone. Actions keeps us growing. So if you want to remain in your comfort zone, if you want to remain comfortable, continue making excuses. But if you want to grow, we have to go and take action. So what is the impact of making excuses? So number one, when we make excuses, the impact on us, with our leaders, with our teams, or those that we serve, is that it erodes trust. That's the number one reason, or the number one impact when we make excuses. It erodes trust between us and whoever we are serving or leading. Number two, it stifles growth within our teams or whoever you are serving or leading. And lastly, here's the key. It demonstrates a lack of courage. Basically, it shows that we're cowardly and we don't want to move. We don't want to take a chance. We don't want to take a risk. So it demonstrates a lack of courage, which can lead to disrespect from those that we are leading. So those are the three impact keys that making excuses can happen for us. So let's move forward. Action, on the other hand, so we're moving from excuses, right? What do action do? How do action create momentum or an influence? So if excuses stops us from growing, action actually helps us grow. So action is the engine, and you heard me say this in our last episode. Action is the engine of momentum and influence in leadership. See, by consistently acting with intention, leaders can create a powerful, self-reinforcing style of or cycle of progress. It's about movement, folks. It's about moving forward. It's not about standing still. It's about constantly moving, constantly in action, because it creates that momentum that we need in order to be effective. So every small step that we take builds confidence in ourselves and builds credibility in our teams. I'll say that again. Every small step that we take builds confidence in ourselves and credibility in the teams that we lead or serve. See, confidence doesn't come from thinking about doing something. We can think about it all day long. We can process it all day long. I need time to process. I need time to think about it. But what happens is that we can paralyze ourselves by processing too much. Paralysis by analysis, right? You've heard that. Paralysis by analysis. So it's not about processing or thinking, because sometimes we can think ourselves out of things. It's about action. The bottom line, it comes down to doing. Nothing that is successful comes through just thinking about it. It comes through doing. So, those that we serve or lead don't need to hear why we can't do something. They need to see us in action. They need to see us moving. Even though the path is not clear, even though there are hurdles along the way, even there may be paths along the way, by our team seeing us move, seeing us in action, it builds trust with them, between us and them. It shows that we are not cowardly, but we are doers. We're not just here's something from the word, right? We're not hearers of the word, we're doers of the word. So it's all about action. It's about movement. It's about moving forward. Despite whatever we may come across, we need to keep going forward, keep moving forward. So action builds confidence and credibility. Let's look at number 3. Let's look at the third thing. Say, leaders are known for what they do, not what they say. That's pretty profound. So if we talk about building legacy as a leader, those that are exceptional are known for what they do, not what they say only, right? So we have to keep moving. While words can inspire, and you can inspire one person, you can inspire two, or you can inspire thousands of people. Words can inspire, but ultimately, they become hollow within the teams that we lead or they serve. They become hollow if it's not given, if action is not accompanied by the words that we say. Sometimes we say too much continuously, over and over again. And then the teams start to tune us out. Think about a coach, whether you're a coach on a sports team. And as you know, I once coached youth soccer. And I realized that if I said too much and the same thing over and over and over again, the team decided to tune me out. They, in essence, say, okay, we've heard this over and over again. Coach, when are you going to stop saying that, right? And it happens. It happens not just in sports. It happens in teams, whether for-profit or non-for-profit teams, wherever you are leading, wherever space that you're in. If you continue to say the same thing over and over and over again, your team eventually will tune you out, especially if your words are not followed by action. So at the end of the day, leaders are again remembered for their actions and the lasting impact they have on others. Words matter, but without action, it's all noise. So people follow leaders who move, who act, who turn words into reality. So excuses fade, but actions leaves a legacy. I'll say that again. Excuses fade, but action leaves legacy. So are you one that simply just say things, that talk about things, and not do things? Are you one that's full of words but not full of action? If you're that person, I would argue that your leadership is limited. It's all about moving forward. It's all about doing. So let's focus on the last one. Let's focus on the last one, which is why, and this is a pretty exciting one. This is number 3, right? So I give you number 1. Number 1 was, Why excuses hold leaders back? What's the reason behind that? The second one was action builds confidence and credibility. And we just talked about the third one, which is leaders are known for what they do, not what they say. It's all about action. I remember I was engaged and I had a what I call a coachee, someone that I was actually coaching, a leader that was we had a relationship where I was their coach, and we talked at length about where they are, why aren't they accomplishing some of the goals that they set out to do. And as we went in, I asked them, well, what are some of the things that you've talked about, and what are some of the things that you acted on? So once we looked at their teams, the leaders started coming up with all types of reasons why the team was not successful, reasons why he couldn't do certain things, right? Reasons like they didn't have enough money, there was not enough staff, not enough time. So he looked at it, or this person looked at it as reasons. In essence, they were excuses. Excuses as to why the team was not as effective as it should be. Because everything was there. Everything was there. The team was skilled. The acumen based on the team, their competencies were intact. To me, there was enough resources, both people and financial, to get the results that was needed. But there were for this leader, it was a list of excuses. It was all about the team's fault. It was all about the organization's fault. It was never about this leader's fault. But when we shifted from the conversation from excuses or reasons to responsibility, everything changed. See, the effective leadership, effective leaders, exceptional leaders embrace accountability and responsibility. So when that conversation moved from reasons or excuses to responsibility, everything started to change. Our conversation changed. The results of the organization of that team changed. They started, now the leader started to embrace his responsibility and accountability as a leader. Then he started taking small actions. And from those small actions brought quick wins. Small wins, but quick wins. Because he moved from excuses to action. And guess what? As a result of moving to action, momentum started to build up. Because of the movement, not what was said, not what were the reasons or excuses, but simply because the leader took responsibility and started to implement actions as opposed to words. And on top of that, based on the momentum, the leader's confidence started to increase. And when his confidence started to increase, we started seeing more results from the team. All because we removed the excuses, or AKA reasons that the leader give me, and started to focus on responsibility and action, and then accountability. So where are you? Are you the leader that simply gives excuses? Are you the leader that talks a good talk but never puts anything into action? Are you the leader that's known for your words but not doing? Are you the leader that's lacking confidence and credibility? Who are you? Which type of leader are you? What are some of your gaps? So let's take it personal. If you're watching this live or in replay, just drop in the chat. What excuse are you giving yourself currently? What excuse are you coming up with that's inhibiting or stopping or blocking your success or your team's success? See, by saying it out loud, by putting it in the chat, by admitting that it's an excuse, now you will see it, and then let's start moving to action. Let's take responsibility. Let's move forward. Again, excuses don't build leaders, action do. That's why I'm so excited, folks. I am so excited about our 5-week Impact Leaders Leadership Training. Because we've seen how the first one, our summer leaders training, have built momentum and those leaders that were in the class, in the cohort, started to see success, ongoing success. So we're excited about welcoming this new round of leaders to our Fall Impact Leaders Leadership Training. So if you are interested, I would say don't be the one to make excuses. Well, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. But if you don't do something now, if you don't take action now, where will you be in 6 months? Where will you be in a year? So it's about taking action. It's about removing the excuses that are stopping you from growing. It's about removing the excuses that's inhibiting your success and your team's success. So let's start to embrace action. Let's start to embrace where we want to go as opposed to where we are and where we were. So if that is you, if you want to embrace the action and you want to learn how, I invite you to join us for our 5-week, 1 day a week for 5 weeks, our Impact Leaders Leadership Training. I've placed the registration form, the enrollment link, place the link into this episode's description. Go get it. No more excuses. No more reasons why you can't do something. Let's take action as to why you can do something. As I said on last week, you know the definition of insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So are you going to do the same thing of making excuses every time? Excuses about, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, why me? Don't make the excuse. Take action, folks. Be the effective leader that you were born to be, that you were called to be, and join us. So I want to thank you for being here. Again, we were talking about leaders leaders or excuses don't build leaders. Actions do. So take the time. Click on the link and go register for our Fall Leaders Leadership Training. So thank you once again. Thank you for joining me. Next week, we will come up with part 3 of our Leaders in Motion series, and I hope that you can join me. Share this episode. Drop me a link wherever you're watching this from. Like and share this episode. Send me an email if you have any suggestions for any upcoming episode after this series, or if you'd like to be a guest under 30. Would love to have you. You can reach me at info@Jackman Group LLC. That's info@JackmanGroupLLC.com. That's our contact information. Would love to hear from you if you would like to be a guest or if you have any suggestions for upcoming shows of the 30. All right, folks, until then, until next week, when we'll continue with Leaders in Motion, episode 3. Keep leading, keep moving forward, keep growing. May God bless you and your family. We'll see you then. Peace.